Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining in. I got another video for you from yours truly, your backyard sim racer. And this one is a little different than the last one. I'm just using a microphone to capture my voice, and then I'll have some stuff on the screen for you to watch. For this video, I wanted to touch on something that would have helped me out tremendously when I started sim racing. I needed to have something like this, and didn't know where to find it. Really, there was mixed information, but nothing that really would have helped me out. This is specific to iRacing, and I guess it could work for other games as well, but this is specific to the points system in iRacing, your I rating, and more specifically your safety rating. That's what we're talking about here. A lot of people try iRacing. They get into the rookie class, they hear all these horror stories about it to begin with, and then they get in, they realize it's a wreck fest. Their safety rating goes backwards instead of forward, and they just can never get out of the rookie class, and they quit, never trying it again. So what I want to do, I've listed out some steps. I've listed out some things that will help you have success in specifically the rookie class on the street circuit side of things, and most people start in the Mazda Cup. That's where you start. So particularly that's what we'll be discussing and thinking about is the Mazda Cup. And like I said, it would have been really nice to have some information like this. So here we go. Whether you're a new racer, you're about to start, you've got started, you're struggling with it, or you're a seasoned racer, if you have not done step one that I'm about to tell you, you need to stop what you're doing and do this immediately. Don't race another lap on traffic. Don't race another lap in traffic without doing this. You need to go download iSpeed if you have not. There will be a link in the description below. iSpeed is a program that is free, and it's a standalone program, but it works. You run it in the background while you're playing iRacing, while you're sim racing and iRacing, and it tracks your lap data. And that is very important, because when it tracks your lap data, you can go back, look in this program, and they have a lap analyzer where it will basically draw your lap on the screen, and it'll show you what you did. And that's great because you can compare your slower laps to your faster laps, and you can get yourself to a point where you're running laps consistently. At that point, the most useful tool in iSpeed is that anyone that uses iSpeed, and a lot of people do, if you do not use iSpeed, you are limiting yourself to what you can do in iRacing, because most people do use it. So what iSpeed will do is it tracks everybody's information and puts it in a pool. So you can pull other people's laps. You can find someone that runs maybe a second faster than you per lap in a particular track in that particular car, which is the Mazda Cup is what we're talking about. You can pull their information, and it will map it on top of yours. You can see things like, are they braking sooner? Are they braking later? What speed are they at the same point of the track are you? What is their driving line? It is a tool you absolutely have to use if you are playing iRacing. If you are sim racing and iRacing, you need to go get iSpeed. Do it now. Once you've done that, and you see how that works, you've run some practice laps, you'll really see that will help you out tremendously. The second thing I have on my list is racing in a game like iRacing is not the same and cannot be treated like a game. I'm sorry, let me refresh that because I'm going to get some people mad at me. Racing in a simulator like iRacing cannot be treated the same way as racing on a console game like Forza Motorsports. Even if you're using a wheel, they are totally different. There is a lot of time invested in how the physics of every single component in the vehicle in iRacing works, from suspension, wings, body paneling, aerodynamics. Everything is specific, and it is much more advanced than even games like Forza Motorsport 6. Forza Motorsports fans will get offended if I say that, but if you take the turn and go to sim racing, you'll see that it is the truth. So the second thing on my list is that you have to understand real-life basic physics on what happens to a car when you brake, and when you hit the gas, and when you turn. You also have to understand that those physics affect each other. When you're throwing the car into a turn, you lose grip. It's a simple thing for most of us, but a lot of things don't realize. You just cannot throw a car into the corner in iRacing and expect it to hold traction at 100 miles an hour when you really need to be going much slower, whereas in other games, some other titles that I won't say, you can just throw a car around like an arcade and it will go through. So you really need to try to do some research and understand basic physics. Learn the limitations of these cars, and you don't really have to do any research. You can just take the particular Mazda Miata or whatever you happen to be driving around the track and see what speed it can handle. Make sure you have a speedometer somewhere either on a screen or on a tablet, because it's important. The third step is to learn the difference between momentum and speed. Momentum versus speed. Speed is great, and it will influence your lap times. But what influences your lap times, especially in the Mazda Miata even more, is momentum. The Mazda Miata is low on power, and it's the car that you're forced to drive in the Mazda Cup. So you have to make sure that you not necessarily go as fast as you can, but that you maintain momentum throughout the whole track. Any little bit of braking too much or turning too wide and having oversteer, you lose momentum, and that is so important in the Mazda, momentum. So the key is finding where to brake, and you need to use iSpeed for that. iSpeed will help you out tremendously with that. Step number 4. A lot of people don't do this because it's cool to have a shifter. But if you're new at iRacing, use the paddle shifters on your wheel. Turn on throttle blip, and use the paddle shifters. Because unless you're a seasoned racer, that's just one extra thing that you have to do when all you need to be concentrating as a rookie on is your damn driving line. You need to make sure that you're hitting your marks and staying on your driving line and braking when you're supposed to. Not braking and worrying about what gear, not rowing a shifter into gear. Use the paddles until you've had some practice. I promise you, if you do this, you will increase your lap times. It's less to think about. It's simple. We're humans. You less to think about, you can concentrate on the other things more. My 6th thing on my list is to remember to brake first and throttle out, especially with the Mazda. Brake first and throttle out. And you can trail brake a little bit because it does help the Miata rotate around, but you need to brake before the corner and then throttle through the corner while you're hitting the apex. If you wait till after the apex to hit the gas, you've lost too much speed already and you're not going to compete. That's just the basics of it. I mean, that's the way it works. So brake first, hit your apex, and throttle out. That's very important. I see so many people wrecking because they wait way too long to brake, and then their car can't handle the corner. And by the time they get their car under control, they've lost so much speed. You need to brake first and throttle out. My 7th thing on my list is to make sure that you have consistent laps. Don't even get in a race with other people unless you consistently run laps over and over again within a couple tenths of each other. Use the same line and run consistent laps. Okay, now this is something that a lot of people may disagree with, because I know one way that you can get out of rookie class is by doing what they call the grind. So you do time trials over and over and over again, but that defeats the purpose of playing the sim at all. That defeats the purpose of getting in and racing. That may be your thing. That's not my thing. I would like to actually be racing. So number 8 on the list is make sure you qualify. Get your times down quickly and qualify, because the better you qualify, the closer to the front you're going to start the race. That's important. You're almost doomed to not win if you start in the back. So that's bad. But a lot of people start in the back just so that they can finish the race and not have any points for off tracks and things like that. That's great, but that takes forever because you only get 0.04, 0.05, and you've got a long way to go to level up. So what you want to do is actually race, because you'll have fun and you'll be getting your safety rating points up if you race safely. And how you do that is you qualify and get up to the front. Start near the front so that people are not there's not as many people interacting with you. That's less chance that you can run off the road and lose safety rating points.
Green, green, green.
Number 9 is probably one of the most important ones other than using iSpeed. Use the entire length of the race to finish the race. Do not try to pass people on the first lap because you're going to crash. There's too many people all concentrated in the same area on the track. Wait till people spread out. If you have a good driving line, you've used iSpeed, you will generally be competing, if not faster, than everyone else, especially in the Mazda Cup, because the Mazda is not manipulable. You cannot change any settings, so they are theoretically the same. So if you have a better driving line and you brake in the correct places, you will be faster than everyone else. So wait. Do not push hard on the first couple of laps. It's the stupidest thing you can do, and you will wreck. Don't be too risky passing people, you know. And that's my 10th and last. There's other things, but that's the 10th and last thing that I'm going to talk about is that don't make risky passes. If you have to force yourself to work too hard and get the car out of control to try to pass someone, don't pass them. They're faster than you. It is what it is. Take the place that you're in. You know, there's a race every hour in the Mazda Cup. Every hour on the hour, there's a new race. You know, a 5th place finish with a clean race and no points against your safety rating is a way better outcome than 2 wrecked cars and a reduced safety rating from trying to pass. You know, so just be cautious. But definitely go get iSpeed. iSpeed will make you faster. Making you faster will make you more consistent. And being more consistent will let you start at the front of the race, being away from more people, and you can finish and actually have a good race, a fun, close quarters race, and enjoy it while getting your safety rating up. I'll be honest with you. I am I'm in A class. And I can race in anything I want to on the road course side of it. But I'd love to go back to the Mazda Cup because being that the cars are stuck in the same tuning performance category and you can't do anything with them, it makes for very tight racing, but that is dangerous. So if you follow these steps, I think it'll be really helpful. It will probably help you a bunch in leveling up and also enjoying the Mazda Cup. People hate the Mazda Cup, but I actually love it. So I hope this helps you out a little bit, and hopefully it gets you up out of that rookie class so you can race some other races and enjoy it while you're getting there. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.